Welcome to the flock. Oh god, okay. That is actually really hard. You guys were saying you missed the nonsensical screaming, so I gave it a go. I think I nearly killed myself with that one. Oh, wow. Okay, mad respect to ThickFreedom for how he does that. That's hard. But anyway, in today's video, we'll be looking at this big pussycat. I ain't kidding around about this one. It's a big deal for such a sweet looking little critter. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty about how you tame these beauts. These little buggers are fast and aggressive. They are no shy little putty tat. This putty tat thinks it's hunting season and will chase you down with such high speed. The fact that these are so large and fast makes knocking them out much more difficult. I would suggest you use stone gateways and a bear trap to catch them, as you can see it on screen right now. Look, I'm not gonna say this is an easy task. Just doing that one shot took me so long. And watch out, they can get a little bit glitched in there. Sorry, wildcard isn't always the best. Now, as you could probably guess, this kitty cat is a knockout tame, requiring a decent amount of tranqs to get him to go down. The MANAGARMR, oh my gosh, that name is annoying, is a very fussy eater wanting Exceptional Augmented Kibble, a new kibble recipe that came to Arc with Extinction. Well, this kibble is made with the eggs of extra large creatures, such as the bronto, giga, quetzal, rex, theri, and the yuti. But if you don't happen to have those laying around, just grab yourself some mutton or raw prime. Its high class taste can be downgraded just a little bit. I mean, not too much because, you know, it's still Mr. Fancy Pants. Here's a fact that disappointed me so much. The saddle. The MANAGARMR saddle can be crafted at level 66. Again, not a low level tame. I wanted it early game, but unfortunately that wasn't gonna happen. But luckily, for when you do reach that level, it is a really cheap saddle. It only costs 150 chitin or keratin, 185 fiber, and 350 hide. Pretty damn easy to get. Nice and cheap. I love it. Next up, the stats. Here's the stats of a 150 perfect tame. Remember, perfect tame. So this came out to level 225. So this is the best you're gonna get from a MANAGARMR. Stat-wise, this one came out to 5,000 health, 1,000 stamina, 500 oxygen. The food was 12,000. Yeah, I don't know why they're so high, but cool. Weight was 450, 314 melee, movement speed was 158, and torpor was 11,000. Okay, that boring bit's out of the way. Let's talk about some cooler stuff. I can guarantee there is a huge possibility that that it will regain hope with its attack stats. Seeing like its above stats were a little bit, can't say they were the best out there. The left click bite slash swipe slash little jumpy attack thing, it's kind of cute. It's got a few cute things in there. They're all the same button. That comes in at 109 damage. That's pretty damn good. I mean, I won't say it's the best, but for what this is, that is pretty good. Next, we have the Frost Breath, coming in at 40 damage per half second. Now, this is something that kills people surprisingly fast. It also has a freeze effect, much like the Snow Owl. Go check out that video, by the way. Really proud of that one. But much like the Snow Owl, it will freeze your enemy, takes a little longer, but it has no healing effect. They're just frozen in place, stuck to be hit by anything that's around. Okay, now in addition, there is a dive bomb attack. It does very little damage, only like 3 or 4, and half of the time it doesn't work. Like for a finished creature, it does have a lot of issues, but let me slide in one quick fact. This creature is amazing underwater. It barely loses any oxygen. It is brilliant. It's so fast. You can jump in and out of the water like a dragon dolphin thing. It is so cool. Now, something really cool. This has an awesome vertical jump, jumping very high, very fast from invisible like stepping stones. From the air, you can use Frost Breath or you can strafe. You can go side to side, backwards, forwards, nice and fun. Or you can do a super, super fast dash forwards. This is amazing. It'll get you around the map so fast. But unfortunately, those jokes are getting worse every time. Stamina-wise, the frost breath hurts, but it gets even worse for the MANAGARMR. It loses 100 stamina on its first jump, and then another 100 gets stacked on top. For example, just to clear this up for you if you're a little confused out there, its first jump will cost 100 stamina, the second, 200, the third, 300, and so on. I feel like I'm teaching a math class here. This does reset when your MANAGARMR touches the ground though. That is super helpful, but it still is a little bit inconvenient. It's very speedy, but not great for long periods of time. I would suggest you stay close to the ground, even though you don't take fall damage, but waiting for the stamina to come back, it can be very annoying and leave you very, very vulnerable. Blimey, you do not want someone hitting your MANAGARMR when you're down. The health is just not good enough. Now, to clear up the last few extra costs of stamina, strafing costs 120 and the lunge forward costs 45 stamina. I know, I've made it sound pretty crappy to this point, but it may not be all that bad for the MANAGARMR, as it does have some real possible strengths as a defense dino. For example, being able to freeze dinos that are tanking your turrets. More convenient than Snow Owl because, you know, that gives them back their health. This doesn't. But this kitty can freeze people from a long distance from the air or ground. Also, it doesn't heal, like I said. That's a huge bonus. And it can keep them trapped in a turret until they die or help comes along. This great big snake-like cat is not useful in close quarter combat, having very little health and not doing that much damage, being much more suitable as a harasser from long distances. Crikey, they are so annoying from long distance. Oh, they drive me nuts when you're trying to run away from one. One other talent that this kitty has is being so fast. It's able to catch up and ambush you really, really quickly. Being able to sneak up on unsuspecting enemies faster than any other creature in Ark. With its alright health, it's very good for taking down small amounts. Just not Phalanosaurs. Please, please, oh my goodness, stay away from those. Those are dangerous for a walking turret. But talking about turrets, this feline will leave your enemies hysterical. Its dash attack being so fast it can avoid turret fire. Unfortunately, you cannot hold a rocket launcher or a flamethrower while mounted on one of these. Now, a common thought even I had was that you could possibly strap C4 to it and use it as your very own bomber. That doesn't sound like a great thing to say on YouTube, but it's not as bad as it sounds. Well, maybe it is for the receiving end. The taming process isn't that difficult with multiple people, so it would have made a very efficient option. We all remember when wyverns could do this on official. Now that was a living nightmare. Oh, it was so bad. But unfortunately, the devs have made it so C4 merely passes through the MANAGARMR, throwing that option straight out the window, mate. The fact that it can avoid turrets, though, can still be useful. If you stack weight on your MANAGARMR, you could, in some circumstances, make it through first layers of turrets on some base defenses. To set up your base, like, you know, your little fob, or your tech teleporter to bring in your gigas and your big boys to raid them. It will help get through those first line of defense. I'm not saying all bases have this, but a lot of cave ones I've seen have got this defense layer. Let's talk about some awesome builds for the MANAGARMR. If you want to go with the above strategy, then it's all weight, baby. And health and stamina. Okay, I should add those on. It hasn't got great health or stamina, but weight is helpful if you're trying to move a fob. Let's face it. In general, if you want to get around, then you should really pump a lot of stamina into it. It doesn't come with great amounts of stamina. The highest levels only come with around 1,000, and that's a perfect tame. So you're going to want to be breeding these and imprinting and just trying to get a high stamina build going on your MANAGARMR. If you run out of stamina while you're in the air, you will fall straight to the ground. No fall damage is taken by a MANAGARMR, but it is inconvenient as I mentioned earlier. Another fun one to play around with is movement speed. Making it a highly mobile mount extremely fast and efficient for getting around that map. You can cross the desert so fast, you can opt out of any fight. You're not locked into any fight with a MANAGARMR. You can get out of there, mate. Or as we would say in Australia, you can hop over that fence like a kangaroo. Yeah. I'd like to wrap up this video with some facts about the history of the name of the MANAGARMR. It's actually pretty interesting. The name MANAGARMR comes from Norse mythology about a wolf. Yeah, a wolf who chases the moon. The wolf MANAGARMR though went one step further and swallowed the moon in just one big chomp, giving him his name MANAGARMR, or moonhound, or moon's dog. I can't say that I think the MANAGARMR was the best choice for the name. I don't personally see how the history lines up. It looks more like a cat to me than a dog, but you know, whatever. It's a cool history thing. But that was just a fun little history lesson for all of you out there. All round, I believe this tame would be very useful in PvE, and maybe sometimes in PvP circumstances, but it's more of just a speedy boy that'll get you around really fast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want a catastrophe like missing one of these videos. To be doubly safe, also hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss out on anything coming up. I'll see you in the next videos. Bye bye.